Yeah, it is a mid-Sven for the safe lane Storm.
Okay, so well, a very quick break, guys, and then game one of our final best-of-5 series between Secret and EG will get underway with Merlini and LD taking the helm.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live now with game one of EG versus Secret. Of course, it's basically game two. Secret have that 1-0 winners bracket advantage. I'm LD. Merlini will be joining me for this, and we get underway now, Ben. The draft complete. We introduce the teams. EG on the Dire side. We've got PPD on your Vengeful Spirit. Zai on that support Beastmaster Universe on his off-lane bat, which was destructive earlier this tournament. Fear will be the Tidehunter. And that leaves EG to round things out with the Lycan of Arteezy. As for Secret, you've got Simba, denied his Tidehunter. Will be going as the off-lane Ogre. S4 will go for the solo mid Sven. He's been explosive on this here on the past. Big Daddy No Tell, looking for big plays out of him on that support Elder Titan. Kuroki, this is the wild card pick and kind of matches their logo with that top hat. He'll be on the Storm Spirit, and it does leave Puppy looking for some big arrows on your Murano.
I'm not sure how big of a fan I am of these drafts. It's just strange overall. Me and Bobo were trying to see some of the picks and just did not see a lot of them coming. Support Beastmaster, fairly weak, I'd say. EG liking a lot of damage. Batrider, no damage on Lasso. Beastmaster, very little damage on Roar. Tidehunter, Ravage damage recently got nerfed. So they're really relying on like Venge and Lycan and Synergy as a whole. And on the side of Secret, the Storm is not as strong.
Arteezy, he saw this one coming too. He had a ward at the top room, but he's going to get caught out by Simba, and he gives up a first blood.
Easy.
Very reminiscent of a game he had at TI4 on the Viper. And talking to him after the game, what he said was that he doesn't normally look at the runes because the supports are supposed to call that out. So maybe they didn't, or maybe he just underestimated the closing distance. But either way, big start here for Secret with that. And yeah, they did have vision.
Yeah, easy haste rune. And the heroes playing the players playing the heroes too are a little unpredictable. I think we expected an S4 Storm Spirit. Instead, he's in the bottom lane getting harassed by Zai Universe.
So early on, it's a very high pressure dual lane from EG here, running the Beastmaster Batrider. They can really bring the pain to the Storm Spirit, and Kuroki struggles for a CS, only 2-0. The 5-0 Batrider continued to spam that sticky napalm. Does have his magic stick though, so should be able to at least get some last hits here or there and keep spamming the remnants.
It's a dual range lane, so yeah. Zai can't really do that much, and Universe isn't a full 600 range hero, and his base damage is really low.
They do have to be careful about this tower dive though. Universe is getting aggressive, but yeah, Kuroki will throw it back.
Used to be one of the few decent counters to Batrider mid lane when Batrider was like super duper popular, and of course, there are other heroes such as like Puck and Quap, but Storm Spirit very, very good. You can't really just run on top of him with Firefly because of the remnants.
Right. And but with the magic stick, he can constantly spam them when you use sticky napalm. So they're running the safe lane Tidehunter. And Fear is getting a lot of farm early on. Simba doing a bit of harassment, or at least attempting to, but yeah. We'll see an early item out for Fear, and probably going to be the Blink Dagger, I'm guessing. But maybe he stops off for these arcane boots and then goes into it. Either way, he's getting good farm. Your Batrider's doing well, and the Lycan mid is slightly behind after that first blood, but we all know Lycan is fully capable of catching up. They have an invis here, and they're going to go on Kuroki with a couple auto attacks, so nothing too much there. They did spot this rune getting picked up as they have the Observer.
Yeah, and they just aren't scared of him at all. And Simba, they can't really kill Simba on top two. Sure, Venge can stun him, but Ogre this early in the game with Stout Shield is just insanely difficult to kill. So yeah, all in all, things shake me up pretty well for Secret after that first blood.
Yeah, they get the first blood. Now Kuroki begins to really catch up in terms of farm. He's got the level 2 overload and just the single point remnant, so he can just keep on last hitting freely. Do you think Zai should be rotating? Should he go stack Ancients? Is there any purpose to staying around here?
If he leaves the lane, then the Universe can't get any farm. So he'll get experience, but not that much farm, and it's a little risky for him to stay around. Kill potential mid, next to none with no slow, and Zai gets arrowed.
Arrow will hit, then the follow-up stop, and you can hear No-Tell yelling from literally across the venue as they look to chase him down with this club. Leaping forward is Puppey. He'll go for some body blocks here. Arrow calling down in 3. Could be a secondary kill for Secret, and they've got S4. This will be the death of Zai. Stormbolt to find him, finished off by Puppey. Secret strike again.
And that's with the Boots Beastmaster. They just did such a good job of stalling for time too. None of them attacked during the Echo Stomp, waiting for their cooldowns to come up. And yeah, Zai pretty much forced out of their jungle. There's no way he can contest the pool just because of that. Just an easy setup, stomp into arrow, or Kuro pull into arrow, and he's dead again.
Yeah, they've got a great lineup to farm Ancients, Beastmaster, Axes, and the Tidehunter. So maybe we see him go stack those a bit. Can use the Boar for it as well. For now, just the Hawk though, and we'll see if he can do anything there. Outside of that, Arteezy's rotated to the jungle. Universe is farming well, and so too is Fear, farming exceptionally well, even with S4 on that mid Sven, who has really done a good job of shutting down Arteezy. Just the one gank early. Since then, he's just been beating him 1v1.
Looks like Zai's just trying to block this pool and limit Puppey's farm, but as we've seen, Puppey has played like the super poor 5 role. I think he's okay with that, and already we see a rotation. Big Daddy trying to sit in the mid lane. Not sure if they can get a kill on Arteezy. The stun will set up for a stomp, but I'm not sure if they have enough damage output with God Strike. Actually, with the haste rune on Sven.
Yeah, they could run Arteezy down. He's not even close to level 6 either. They'll need at least 1 or 2 more waves. S4 will trot down back towards bottom. Their ward is not here. It's up to the north of the mid lane. So, let's see where S4 goes. He wanders back towards mid. None of this spotted out by Arteezy, and he's going to get behind him. They now show the Elder Titan in lane. Arteezy, I'm sure, calling this miss, but does he know that the miss is actually about to jump on top of him? Fear has a TP, also not level 6, though he is very close. And this could turn poorly for Secret if they try to go too aggro.
It's not really that punishable, though, because of the haste on Sven. They have no way to catch up to him this early in the game. And now he suspects that he's moving off to the jungle. There are no wolves in that lane.
And S4 knows where he is. He sees Arteezy's not in the lane. And he goes a-hunting. He's going to find him now, too. Haste turns pop. The Centaur will stun him. God's Strength, and then a Stormbolt follow-up. Arteezy may get picked off solo. Will the neutrals potentially deny him? The Wolves getting in his own way. He rings around the Rosie while Simba comes in. No more running and hiding. Arteezy goes down. Secret strike again.
Just fantastic game sense by S4 there. He stayed around bottom, and then he tried to decide whether or not they had a ward there. He stayed there for a little bit, seeing if EG backed off in bottom and backed off in mid. Since they backed off in both, he knows that they don't have a ward, and then he swings to where he thinks is a more important kill in the Lycanthrope. And then he doesn't see the wolves there, knowing that he went into jungle, and just mirrors them. He doesn't have any vision in that area, mind you.
Yeah, that is some serious game sense from S4. Now Simba, he'll have a little support. Big Daddy rotates towards the top lane. He has hit level 6, so the multicast is online, and well, obviously they're going to have some bonus damage with this Elder Titan Astral Spirit coming out. For now, only a level 1 natural order, but even that offers pretty good value. And we'll see Kuroki hit level 6. So what's the next move for EG? They're down 3-0.
Get mileage out of Ravage, I'd say.
Okay.
Like, if they gank, they need to be able to counter it with Ravage, and they also need to secure their jungle. They can't let Sven go on the hill unnoticed, and he's gotten 2 kills, even though they had a Reservoir ward, like, right over here, and that's just really, really bad for EG, that they have a ward specifically there to protect Arteezy, yet he's died twice.
Yeah, one of those, of course, coming from the other direction. But in general, they've been investing in protecting him. Hasn't fully paid off. In good news, if Tidehunter's going to be the one to turn it, well, Fear is getting close to a big item, up to 1,600 gold. The Blink could come very soon. And Kuroki now really begins to kick up his farm. He's going to zip in bottom lane. They found an arrow onto Zai, and they follow this up with the pull. A kill for Kuroki, make it 4-0. Secret continue to cruise. Already leading 1-0 with that winner's bracket advantage. A win here puts them up 2-0 and puts EG on match point the rest of the way.
And EG, their recovery plan is to what, maybe stack Ancients and stack the jungle, but
They haven't stacked them at all, really.
it's mostly just passive farming. They haven't had a chance to be able to. Beastmaster got zoned out of the jungle, had to play a very, very scared universe. Does have a DD, but doesn't want to overextend. Puppy maybe shooting for an arrow.
Maybe
here.
he has. There's a stun. Does he get vision in time? Oh, too late. Very close to going down.
Nice heads up play by Universe.
Man, he dodged a bullet there. Instead, they're going to look potentially towards bottom lane. Big Daddy has a stomp on line. Zai being herded off the lane. Stomp. Too late. Nothing really as far as mana goes in Croaky anyway.
And EG really need kills to get back in the game, not that much farm, because Secret will just invade their jungle with this Sven, who's extremely tanky, 1140 HP, and the Storm Spirit is off to a ridiculously good start too. They need to chain like a couple ultimates together just to get a single kill. And on top of that, if they don't play perfectly, then they can escape through a very nice arrow, a counter-initiate stomp, even Moonlight Shadow coming on fairly soon.
Yeah, EG did not prioritize the Ancients that much. Like, you compare that to Secret when they were on Flies, off-lane Tidehunter. Puppy constantly stacks those Ancients, and there's a quad stack waiting for the Tide by the time he rotates. That being said, though, he got safe lane farm, so he will have his blink regardless as he clears this out. And that will be the cue for them to try and make a play. They've got a smoke up on PPD. Your blink dagger immediately picked up by Fear. So look for the old man to set the tempo and try and turn this game around. It's not an overwhelming lead by any means. Secret only up 1,500 gold. Experience actually going EG's way, but well, they're certainly feeling confident now, and running a hero like Storm and a support Elder Titan to come through the laning stage with an advantage, that is not expected out of Secret.
Yeah, it's certainly just more of a mentality thing than a huge concrete lead in terms of gold. And they're forced to just play very safely in the lanes. If you see all three lanes, they're just right next to the tower. They can't really venture forth because they're always scared of a storm zip, a random arrow, and you can't scout with Beastmaster Hawk everywhere. This means they have to control their jungle a little bit better. They're not really scared of a push. Secret's lineup is actually pretty terrible for pushing. So just play it safe, stack up and farm, maybe go for a Roshan early too, since Lycanthrope does have that Vlad's.
It's tough to do it against Elder Titan, though. He'll constantly be stacking. Or, not stacking, scouting.
Smoke. Uh-oh.
With Bloodlust S4, he uses Warcry. And he's basically at max move speed. It will wear off now, but still hunting through this dire jungle. Looking for a pick-off.
The uptime on that spell is ridiculous. Level 4 Warcry, 7-second duration, 14-second cooldown. Well,
yeah, it's pretty much always up. They have a TP on their Tidehunter with the rounds, though. This could go poorly. Is that Fear TP quick enough? He's only coming in now. They've already gotten one. Can they get out? And he actually canceled his TP. This leaves PPD on an island. Oh no, he might get caught out by another stun. The stomp is there. Now the zip. It's going to be 6-0. Secret descending in numbers on this top lane. 5 heroes. No Vengeful Spirit, no match for that.
the problem is EG's lineup is predictably greedy and predictably going to go to the jungle after they lose a lane. I think that PPD actually hasn't had much of an impact early. He is level 6 though, which is pretty decent on a support Ven, but at the same time he's not running around, he's not scouting out the ganks, he's not popping out the smokes, he's not tanking ganks for Lycanthrope, which is really what he needs to be doing at this point in time. Still, EG putting pressure on the bottom lane, and they may end up trading this.
They also do have decent levels across the board for both teams. Despite EG giving up a lot of kills, experience is very even. They have their ultimates online. Zai has Roar. They've got the Blink Ravage, the swap that you mentioned. They also have the Vlads on Arteezy, and they're going to try for a tier 1 bottom here. It looks like this will be taken undefended. Perhaps they try and find a kill after that and then sneak a roach, or not even sneak, but just walk in and take a roach. But for now, Secret control their jungle. They drop down an Observer Ward. May well prove to be the undoing of Arteezy if he goes back to that woods later on. And now the tower score will equalize. Tower's 1-1, but a 6-0 kill lead for Secret, and pretty much all the momentum on their side.
Secret again picks a lineup that doesn't really need ultimates too. So if EG takes one bad fight with Ravage, Secret will just immediately pressure a tower and force EG to choose in between defending or fighting without a big cooldown like Tidehunter ultimate. Even something like Beastmaster Roar is pretty long at this point. He gave 80-second cooldown. And then like Storm with no cooldown on his ultimate, God's 80 seconds too. These aren't like big ultimates that you need to win a fight.
They are still smoked. Fear's lumbering in. 4 heroes from Secret fairly close together, and at the same time Secret will smoke. Fear leaps in. There's your Ravage on the Croaky. Can they chain this one down? He's got to zip out. Where's the follow-up? It's Universe trying to walk in as the bad flame break off the mark as Kuro scatters into the trees, but this does buy time for the Roshan for Arteezy. Still, it's a blown Ravage. Can Secret capitalize on this? They'll have about 2 minutes to make something happen.
Bat Rider does have his blink now, so things starting to come together for EG. 2 blink daggers, 1 Vlad's, and an Aegis. Pretty good. Nice recovery from there. Gold lead should be just about 0 from there, and Kuro was very, very close to dying there.
Yeah, if they had one more stun, he was toast. And if Kuro gets farmed, the good news for EG is they still have a lot of good lockdown here. The Roar, the Blink Ravage, which we've seen can deal with elusive heroes and magic immune heroes, like the Lifesteal Fear yesterday if you're not quick enough. They also have the Lasso, so even if he gets farmed, there are still some pretty solid spells to keep him in place.
They have to stop Kuro, I feel like, and just kite the Storm, or kite the Sven rather, just dump a boar on him. Oh, he's actually scouted out by this. Nice Hawk placement by Zai. Yeah, just kite him with the Beastmaster, Roar. They have to use Anchor Smash to mitigate his damage potential and just burst down Storm if he ever tries to initiate. And then that way, Kuro will have to live in fear constantly, and Sven might often be by himself in fights.
Yeah, for now it's all of EG just grouped up near this tower. Zai is here along with PPD, even Arteezy in the lane. He's not off split pushing, and it's the power of the Storm pick as well as the blink on the Sven. You don't go off on your own as easily, and it's actually Secret who are spreading the map right now. Kuroki bottom lane. They keep on getting vision from this Elder Titan.
Look at these wards, dude. They have 1 in between the mid T1 and T2, and then 2 containing EG's jungle.
Yeah, so they pretty much know that no one's ganking Kuroki right now because they're getting so much vision. They currently see, they just saw Fear walk into this camp. They see PPD in the mid lane, or at least they did, and they saw 1 bottom earlier. So they have eyes on at least 3, and that's why we see them confidently, well, not super confidently, but they are getting experience in multiple lanes. Despite being up against an Aegis and all of EG's
They see
blinks.
3 people, so now they might make an aggressive move on bottom, but Universe senses that they may be around that area. We see a smoke, must be a Ravage pulling down in 12 seconds.
Did they smoke on a ward?
I don't believe
I think it was like right over here.
I think they smoked right there.
Okay, but Secret might realize, just because they haven't seen these heroes reappear in the mid lane, they were running towards it. PPD and Fear sitting back.
Yeah, well, they popped up over here. They didn't, no one came out over here,
Yeah.
so I think they know they're smoked.
Yeah, they're either that or they're heading towards top, but then this ward likely would have seen them. And you could just see they're sitting back, somewhat expecting this. As for roaming through the jungle alone, but he, of course, is very tanky. And your Storm Spirit a bit farther behind him, but Zai is invis. And he will get the initiation opening on Kuroki. Can they burst him down? They're going to try for Roar to start, Flame Break to follow, and they'll lasso him and pull him down. EG, with their first kill of the game, they get on the board. At the same time, S4 retreating out mid. They have the Aegis for 2 minutes, still Ravage online. Would be a nice time to push.
Blink Ravage is up though, and yeah, I don't think Secret can take this fight not without the Storm up.
But they can try and stall and split push. They'll send Simba top lane. Zai is going to clear out the wave. He has not taken any points in Inner Beast yet, just maxing out the board and giving his team some additional control.
It's really important to have that max level Hawk too, so I think it was a good decision for him to get at level 3 as soon as possible.
Uh-oh, Arteezy's got to be careful of this Earth Splitter. Nice swap from PPD, just to ensure that he will not pop his Aegis unnecessarily, though he's going to lose it fairly soon.
Arteezy caught up, number 1 in net worth now, 6,800 gold, and before Secret gets the BKB on Sven, can't really do that much, and Storm looks like he's going for Orchid first, so it's going to be a while until his. But it will still be good at catching out the Lycanthrope. He can't really go for a Neko Rush right now because he might be vulnerable while Storm picks up his Orchid, so it might be like a BKB and something else, unless they try and 5-man, in which case he'll be much, much safer.
Yeah, who would you give the edge if they do try to 5-man now? Do you think Secret could take those fights?
I think AG for sure.
Okay.
Before BKBs and with the Blink Dagger on Bat and Tide, they have way better initiation. Storm can only stun 1, maybe 2 people with a Storm Bolt, and no one else will follow up because they'll die if they get ravaged.
Man, these wards have done so much for Simba. He's been able to just split push top all day as this Ogre, despite being up against great gank. The Hawk to scout him out, the Roar, the Lasso. The warding of Secret has been pristine to date.
But none of them block camps.
Yeah.
So they aren't actually limiting EG's farm. They haven't been able to get a kill in the jungle. They just have vision of them, and Fear able to do the Ancients too, which Secret don't have any Ancient capable heroes yet, even though it is a quad stack.
Yeah, the Sven could farm it fairly soon. Level 1 God Strength. About to get level 2.
He has to use his ultimate for it though, and I don't know if they want to risk that. Well, they are trying to push out mid lane, and No eyes there makes things a little bit curious if you're Secret, and they are
Dire's
5-man
middle
smoke
tower
bottom.
is
Actually,
under
4-man
attack.
smoke.
They got their Orchid. EG's Age is going to be wearing off. Actually, it just has. Yeah, they don't have that anymore.
Oh man, Secret
be
expect
dangerous.
the smoke ink on bottom.
They're in Moonlight Shadow. They're also smoked. And they charge in. There's a Sentry Ward waiting, but nobody here to reveal them. So the Moonlight Shadow and Smoke combo gets them safely past where EG were covering their woods. And now they continue to rotate towards the river. Kuroki, however, might be visible soon. There's an Observer Ward in this region. Secret's Smoke Gang starting so far back in their own territory may not end up accomplishing anything. That's a decent amount of time invested in this.
Yeah, for both teams.
Yeah, EG continuing to stack their Ancients now. Fear, plate mail up, working towards his probably Shivas, I imagine.
Secret has to have a game plan for the Roshians that are impending, and EG has a very good Roshian line, a minus armor from Venge, and of course the Ravage from Tidehunter, which is still going to be a problem unless they get BKB. So maybe after S4 takes this big Ancient stack,
Dire's
he can
middle tower has
He'll be
been
close to
denied.
his. Let's see, has the Ogre Club. Nothing on the Courier. They got their Big Daddy Force Staff as well. Huge pickup here for Secret. He was an absolute beast on this last time around. Now they're going to let Simba tank. These Ancients are proving to be a nuisance. And together, the Ogre and the Sven will batter them down. And that's almost your BKB. Just needs like 250 gold.
EG has a lineup that's much better suited for farming quickly too.
They're also still decent against BKBs. They have Inner Beast and the Venge for a lot of right click, and they also have Lasso plus Roar. So
Still, if he gets Warcry out, there's like no way they can even think about bursting him down during BKB. That's just so much mitigation.
yeah, they do have the Necro Book. Arteezy continuing to farm up. Fear building towards his Shiva's Guard. EG take over the Radiant Woods now. They're going to wait for the next Roshan, and with that, you'd imagine they'd be looking to really force a fight. At that point, they'll have the Shivas on the Tidehunter. Zai now is the mech, so their 5-man levels up again. And Secret, much more of this pick-off style lineup for now.
Secret's going to have their work cut out for them in team fights, though. Even something as simple as a Blink Lasso 4-step initiate, Secret can't really counter that very well, too, unless, like...
Oh, sorry, it's actually Yule's that Big Daddy picked up, not the 4-staff. That was for Simba.
Yeah, I guess that's a solution to the Batrider initiate, but if he's not quick on his fingers, someone's going to die. Or if he gets lassoed, someone's going to die.
Yeah, he's got to be super quick to get that out. And Universe has an invis. He's on the move. Detection is there for Puppy, but he's sitting mid. They also use Moonlight Shadow at the same time, and they zip in. Kuroki goes way deep on Zai, pulling him in, silencing him as well, committing heavily, but there's a mech. I'm not sure if he realized that. And at the same time, they turn and they look to fight. So they have detection here. Nothing for Kuroki. Actually, he's been spotted out now. Arteezy jumping in. He's isolated. Kuroki's first use of that Orchid ends completely in failure. And now Universe wants a secondary kill. Sticky Napalm on S4, 4-stepped again. His BKB is basically done, and it looks like he'll be able to retreat out. So they only lose their Storm. Still a nice turnaround there for EG, and didn't cost them much.
EG's playing very well to the strengths of their lineup, and Secret can't really play to their strengths with this, trying to get quick and easy kills with Storm into Bottom Arrow, Storm Bolt, or Storm Initiate, and they just haven't found any openings. EG just playing very, very smartly. They're also using the Hawk to just only pick up good engages, like when they went on Kuro near the mid tower, and just waiting for Roshan. Eventually, the Roshan advantage will push him over to the edge where Secret can't fight.
Arteezy just sniped the Courier with his Necro Book. Oops, Radiant Courier. Yeah, so he got, and that's an Ogre Club missing. Actually, whose was it? It was Kuroki's. So that was not really the biggest deal because his BKB is not coming out anytime soon, but still, some more gold in DG's pockets. Arteezy making full use of that Necro 3 Wolf combo.
And on top of that, they have a lot of armor coming on them too. Tidehunter has his Shivas. Beastmaster has a mech, probably some more armor coming soon. They have a Vlad's on Lycan, and they're probably getting an AC as well. So all this physical damage coming out from Secret isn't really going to scratch them, and they don't have anything to cover their BKBs either. They might not be able to get a lot of damage during that. Nothing like a Tide Ravage or Batrider Blink that can always go through something.
It's all about the second Roshan now, which is about to respawn. Multiple pings coming out from Secret. They have eyes on Arteezy, but as you mentioned, Ben, these eyes on the Lycan aren't leading to anything. They haven't picked him off at all since that first blood. He's died once more, but I mean, just it hasn't slowed down his farm is the main point. 12k net worth, way up on the Sven. And staying far ahead of the Storm too. After what looked like a slow start, Arteezy has really caught up nicely, and you know, it's on a hero in the Lycan that suits this playstyle quite well. Someone who can split push, kind of play the away from your team farming role. We saw him try to do that with the Death Prophet the other day, but I think Lycan is a better fit for this style of play.
Yes, and it's much better at taking a Roshan since you don't have to blow any big cooldowns for it.
Oh, Secret our Moonlight Shadow. There's a Sentry Ward here. Also a Necro through. Arteezy's going to walk straight into the pit.
They can't fight.
Run in, really.
Even if they knew, like 100% confirmation that Lycan's in there, they're probably like 90%.
Uh-oh, we're going to have a rumble now. EG charging up the hill. Ravage connects only on Big Daddy. There was a BKB from S4. He got it off in time as Arteezy charges in on top of Kuroki. Tries to finish off that Storm Spirit. He retreats. He's not able to live. Now they have them where they want them. On the run. Puppey munched. It's 3 dead in the end. They got the Elder Titan with the Ravage. Arteezy ran down the Storm, and the Mirana was just collateral on the way out. And that was with a BKB dodge of the Ravage. EG showcasing their vastly superior team fight.
Wow,
coming out hugely on top.
Fear did not even blink. I think he got stopped by the Elder Titan Spirit, but he only hit big one with Ravage and still won the team title.
Just the Elder Titan, I'm pretty sure.
If he blinked in, he would have hit 5 if the BKB wasn't up. And EG can just keep doing this. They Sentry Ward Roach, they have Necrobook thrown down. What can Secret really do to stop the Tidehunter Ravage, to stop Lycan from doing his damage? They just don't really have anything.
It just seems so big for their draft that they took this really early and they denied it to Fly. It's been such a core hero for Secret. I think he's played it coming into this game like 4 or 5 games in a row, and every game he's come up flush. He's been nothing but an amazing asset. I think there was 1 or 2 bad Ravages on the first day, but outside of that, Fly's been close to flawless, and his Ogre just hasn't brought as much to the table. Mostly because what is Ogre going to do this game compared to what the Tide offers? Maybe later on it'll be a big asset.
It's great in skirmishes. It's not great in 5-on-5 engages when EG is this farmed. And again, EG has just been absolutely fantastic at taking the fights that they want to take.
A win here would knot up our BO5 Grand Finals at 1-1 and essentially convert it into a BO3. EG looking good. Still all tier 2s up for Secret, all tier 2s and a tier 1 up for EG. So they'll have a long way to go for both teams in order to close out this game one way or another. And in the meantime, it's just more core items being picked up. Your BKB now being worked on by the Bat Rider. A completed Assault Cuirass out for Arteezy. This will mitigate a lot of the physical damage coming in and help them to chew through that Warcry.
And at this point, Kiro can't really pick anyone off. Maybe the Vengeful Spirit, but he's just hasn't been able to do anything. And Storm Spirit just fallen out of popularity.
And this was normally where Storm really struggles is the laning stage. You get skanked and shut down, but that wasn't even the case. We get to the mid game and against this big AoE combo, you need that BKB, and Kuroki does have his Ogre Club now. He's got 1600 gold, so he will have it fairly soon. How big of a deal do you think this BKB is going to be for him?
Nothing. He'll survive, but he can't do any damage. What's he going to do? BKB and zip on a Lycan with an AC?
He's not killing the Lycan. I guess maybe you could kill off this bench, but that's about it. The Beastmaster's tanky.
Ben hasn't really done anything in the fights. All she needs to do is Howl of Terror, and she's done her job.
Yeah.
And then Tide has Cracking Shell as well as Shiva, so he can also get defensively swapped. They also have Force from him on Bat Rider. Bat Rider, I think, would probably be the ideal target for them, so they can get a lot of damage out from Sven.
EG finagling through. They'll get more aggressive here, still the Aegis online. And Arteezy will group up with the Universe. At the same time, Secret are hugging their tower. The Batman's got initiation, and he jumps in on Kuro. S4 trying to counter-initiate. Ravage was used by Fear, and it did absolutely nothing that time around. Now perhaps Secret can turn this fight. No, maybe not. They run in regardless with the roar from Zai. They still get 1 kill. They chase further into the base. Arteezy getting hyper-aggressive onto Simba. Will run him down. Fear cleans it up. They still get 2 and are left unpunished despite a complete airball of a Ravage. Was it the Spirit that canceled that again, or
I'm not
the
sure.
Blink Dagger?
My mouse froze, but it didn't matter. As we saw in the Roshan fight, it didn't matter then. And now that they're more ahead in gold, it still doesn't matter. S4 popped his BKB, got roared, and died. during his BKB. Even
So
with
much for Warcry, man.
Yeah.
I think he might have Mask of Madness there. I'm not sure, but your mouse died.
Yeah. I'm having issues.
Sad times. You're not the only one having issues. Secret are having some big ones now. They're down 10,000 gold, 12,000 experience. I guess the question here, Ben, is the last time we saw them in this position, I think it was a slightly bigger lead for EG. They didn't have quite as much of a 5-man lineup, and they weren't particularly beefy, but Secret still managed to come back and turn that game around. They out-late gamed them. They had the Croaky 6-slotted anti-mage. He was so fat he just dropped his boots and A-clicked towards the throne by the time the game was over. Do you think Secret could out-late game EG? Like, if they just keep on farming?
If they had even farm, yes, but Arteezy is miles ahead of S4. Sven just can't farm. That's not his strength. Well, easy death. Gem does hit the deck. It is under the cover of Firefly. I don't actually know if Secret sees it.
Yeah, it's still sitting there. They're gonna walk right past it. Kuroki not grabbing it yet. The ping comes out for Puppey. He's spotted it and he snatches it. Meanwhile, mid lane, they're jumping onto Simba. Fear looking to punish Simba with the hero that served him so well. He'll do so. Arteezy was involved in that one a bit earlier. At the same time, they go into S4 top lane. The swap prevents the TP out. EG grabbing 2 quick kills around the map. And they make up for the death of the Batrider down bottom. Still, Secret will manage to take a tier 1. And they glyphed a second late, so they don't get the refreshed glyph. A bit unfortunate.
The pick on Batrider is pretty big, though. Having that gem will definitely limit the amount of work that they can do with the Batrider ultimate and just picking out people with Beastmaster Roar and Lycanthrope. And so we saw Sven BKB there. Didn't matter at all.
They have good solutions for BKBs, whereas Secret really do not.
They really rely on a big and fat Sven that is over-farmed.
Or a super farm Storm, but yeah, Kuroki's not even, I mean, neither is, to be honest. They're both sitting like almost half of Arteezy's net worth, just barely above that status. And then soon they're going to get not just a double Ravage, but a double Shiva's Ravage.
Okay, so they finally try to block this spawn. So that's the first step. If Secret can start stacking their Ancients, limit the opponent's Ancients, and then pretty much you're trading like jungle for jungle, and then you can kind of offset the Roshan with Ancient stacks. Maybe they can maintain an even gold in terms of it'll stay steady at 12,000, but without any sort of play like that, EG is just going to come out on ahead. And Lycanthrope is just power farming everywhere. Now he's invaded the opponent's jungle, again with the help of the Great Hawk. So
yeah, Zai's been huge. Both teams have had a lot of important vision, from wards and spirit for Secret and the double Hawk for Team EG. It's been a big role for, in terms of allowing them to like secure an advantage early on for Secret and try to maintain it, and now for EG to turbo farm Arteezy.
And now it's just a matter of minutes until until Roshan respawns, and bam.
How do you fight this? Even with the double BKB, they're still just going to get roared or lassoed and die on their 2 cores if they go in.
I mean, look at Kuro. He has to blindly zip from the fog in his own jungle just because he's scared of what is to come. At this point, they can easily blow Rabbit on Storm, and it'll be worth it.
Yeah, they've been in trouble even when they popped their BKB on the Sven, let alone the Storm, who is a bit squishier. And if he does a Mask of Madness pop. And if he doesn't get off that BKB, like if we see what happened for Fly yesterday, where he insta-blink ravaged on top of heroes and they didn't have a chance to react, then there's just no way Secret will take a fight. So they're really going to have to outplay EG, it feels, from here. Like, massively outfight them.
Massively outfight indeed. They need like instant heals on Batrider, but he has a BKB, so they actually have no way of countering Batrider initiate now, and it's just really difficult.
That's a good point. They don't have a hero like Venge who could break the lasso. And the Yule Scepter 4-staff shenanigans won't save you against the BKB bat.
And they have nothing versus BKB. It's just, I mean, natural order, I suppose, is nice with Sven, but Sven isn't fat enough. He only hits for 140 and then Bloodlust, and then Mask of Madness and God's Strength is something, but you have to take into account that Tidehunter and Lycan, the heroes that you actually want to kill off very early in the fight, have mass armor, even after natural order.
Arteezy just TP's in top by himself. He's going to force Kuroki to zip away. His team didn't even bother to join him. They're going to stream back towards the Roach Pit, but it's a max duration respawn. Secret will get almost as much time as possible.
Arteezy is ulting over there.
Huh.
I mean, it's
He's
only
also chasing Kuro out with his Necro. This is very annoying. Maybe it was just to harass Kuroki.
Yeah, that's true. It's only 1 minute cooldown, and PBD just being the mobile ward sitting in the Roach pit. It is almost a max respawn at 2 minutes 45. Still, they don't need him for the fights.
Probably not going to push in without their Lycan ult or their bench, but all kinds of lines being drawn on the map by Kuroki. It's pretty obvious for EGR, just given that Roche could be respawning soon, and they have the map control. They will just continue to invade the secret jungle.
Just a well-constructed draft by PBD. They lost the lanes, but it actually did not matter at all.
This could have been so ugly if they won the lanes.
Yeah. So, what are the big play potentials in team fights?
BKB dodging Ravage.
Okay, that's one. And then they refresh, and then what? I don't think they can kill Tide during the BKBs. And then one of them is going to get roared, most likely Sven. And then, oh, the fake Roche.
Maybe baiting out the BKBs are the bigger play, or baiting out the ultimates, and then going back in with like a huge Earth Splitter. That could be big. They're going to jump on the Puppy now. Shivas will slow him down. He's forced to TP out, so they have any sort of stun. They don't want to blow Ravage just for that. At the same time, Universe is hunting Kuroki. He gets really close to him, but Big Daddy's there with the Yules, to not BKB. And he still forces in again, but I don't think he'll get in range. Yeah, he's going to back off.
Nice play by Secret there. They want to delay the Roshan, or if they do try and get the Roshan, they'll give up the T2 on top, and then eventually maybe if EG slips up, Secret can make a move for the T3, or at least slow down the push so that they can equalize the farm in between the Sven and the Lycan. But all ends to not really that much.
And Roche is out very soon. Arteezy's ult cooling down in 35 seconds. The Roche, what is that, like 5-10 seconds off? Not much longer before it spawns. Can Secret afford not to contest this?
Oh, they can't contest it. Contesting is suicide.
Let's see if they get punished even trying to farm their own woods. Universe is hunting them.
They can harass with Elder Titan Stomp, but the range of Bat Rider Initiate is too risky for Elder Titan to do it, especially with the BKB on Bat Rider.
EG back into the pit. Arteezy basically soloing the Roshan. He's got a little help from PPD. Not even bothering to use Wave of Terror. Aegis will fall. He'll pick that up. The Cheese probably going, I guess going the way of the Tidehunter. The Sphere is lumbering towards the pit. He's got a Dust he can drop. He'll collect that. And in the meantime, Secret immediately go for the tier 2 top. They're anticipating EG just going straight down mid or bottom and trying to force a Secret defense. So they want to get whatever trade they can.
Lycanthrope can push T3 though. I think they go high ground with this. Sure, they'll get the T2, but it won't matter that much when no big items are coming out. It's not like Sven is going to get his daedalus before this fight. Actually, he might. He's pretty close.
But he's so squishy with, like, yeah, you've got Warcry, but with the Mask of Madness on, he's still going to get almost insta-gip. Like, one lasso or roar, and he's just flat out dead. So they somehow have to avoid him getting stunned at all in these fights. And tough against the lasso and the roar.
Yep, this is it. Like Owl Pots.
All according to plan after a rather unfortunate laning stage for EG. They have bounced right back, and they look to break the base. Big Daddy with a very early Earth Splitter will kill off that first Necro minion. And now he drops the Spirit. At the same time, Secret try to go high ground. Deathforce making quick work of this tower. EG not getting quite as clean of a trade they'd like, and Big Daddy is slowing them down with the stomp. They're going to TP in now. They go with the last one, S4. The follow-ups here from Fear. S4 unable to BKB. That's Ravage number 1 and 2. All of it for the Sven. At the same time, they're still working on the base. They took a first laner Brax Kuroki, trying to trade, but Arteezy levels up. He morphs into the Big Bad Wolf and charges in. He gets stomped, though. Really nice chain stun. He may die once, even twice. Oh my god, this could be very bad. He comes back as a walking wolf. No mobility for Arteezy. Focused by everyone on Secret. That's the best possible trade in the world. They lost the tier 3. It does force out a Sven buyback, but they kill off the Aegis and the Lycan again. I don't think you're getting anything better than that as Secret this game.
Yeah, that's about as good as it gets for them.
And they actually come out with a 2,300 gold suite in their way.
So losing a Rax is losing a Rax.
Yeah.
And
you're up against the Lycan, who can probably just do it again mid soon.
So they probably just need BOTs on Lycan, and then he can probably like push top lane out, and then they can rejoin them. And if EG stays like just out of vision. If they have a gem and they know that Secret doesn't have eyes on them, then they can push down another lane because they have to live in fear that they'll all be smoked behind Lycan or just merely sitting behind them.
Secret taking advantage of the downtime here. EG don't have either Ravage for around 70 seconds, and the double is about 100 seconds short. Really nice play by Big Daddy, by the way, in that base defense. He got multiple stomps that just stalled as long as possible. And without that, there wouldn't have even been a slight trade. It would have just been a clear EG win, but kind of forced their hand to go back instead of taking the Raxor tree as a unit. S4 will drop the tier 2 mid, and it seems EG might even be under assault soon. Secret are considering breaching this base. They're going to rotate towards the exposed Rax top. They run S4 straight up the lane. He's going to blink through the Dire base. No Ravages. They only have Roar. They'll bring down one Rax, but now they Roar him, and then they focus him with the last. So this could be a dieback from S4. He will end up falling immediately, dead for 75 seconds, and now the chase is on. The route may be on. Arteezy just shredding Puppy and looking for more. He's got Necro Book, eyes onto Secret. Continues to munch through this Elder Titan, but he's lost the extra vision. Moonlight Shadow going to be wearing off soon. At the same time, Universe brought down the Ogre Magi, and now they spot out Kuroki, nearly out of mana. Shiva's cooling down. He no longer has his ult for 30 seconds as Kuroki continues to retreat. He has almost enough for a very small zip. He'll pop his Shivas instead. Arteezy 20 seconds off his ult. Universe's lasso might cool down before Kuroki gets to the base. They chase him across this map. They already lost 3, and it looks like sooner or later it'll be 4. There's your Blade-Gate. Kuroki to fall as well. They got a range Rax. It cost them 4 heroes, and now EG can break the base with double Ravage and a casual Basher on Fear, building towards a potential Abyssal Blade on his Tidehunter. At which point Sven probably can't even fight the Tide at all.
Yeah, double Ravage, double Abyssal. Good luck, BKB.
What a fat Tidehunter. That seems to be the trump card of this game, is that Tide. Even though the Ravages haven't been perfect, just the fact that they have them is affecting how Secret play this game. They feel desperate to force fights when they're down, and they just don't defend or take fights where they otherwise might. EG taking a second lane of Rax here. Uncontested for now. Arteezy will be stunning at the BKB. Nice swap out. And though it's the same time, it's the double Ravage from Fear. He throws out the Shivas as well. Focusing Simba. They've dealt with the Sven again. He's dead for a long time. And Arteezy is chasing Secret into their well. GG any second. Another team wipe. Triple kill. And we got ourselves a ball game. This best of 5 just became a best of 3.
That draft from PPD though.
The block pick on the Tidehunter really seemed to pay off, and the whole draft worked out
They were the first to pick Lycan too. Like they're like, okay, well, what do we do versus Lycan? They ganked him.
They shut him down early, but they just didn't shut him down enough.
Back to the drawing board for Puppy and company. They don't even look happy. They're just like, whatever.
Yeah, they're just both teams just getting warmed up. This is a best of 5, so we've got at least 2 more games.